Hello everybody. So today we are going to talk how to upgrade your brain. So let's start. A person's mind is their most powerful tools, yet very few people take international steps toward upgrading their brain and trying to become smarter. Here are some scary statistics from an article The Economist. In the 1991, a worker with a bachelor's degree earned 2.5 times as much as a high school dropout. In 2010, a worker with a bachelor's degree earns 3 times as much as a high school dropout. There is an obvious trend towards paying people who have upgraded their brain more money. They probably isn't too surprising, but consider this. 42% of people who graduate from college never read another book. Whoa, 42% to me says that a good number of people get out of college and just assume they have arrived, no need to work on getting any smarter. Obviously, there are ways to learn other than reading books, but books have traditionally been still are on the main ways you acquire formal knowledge is smartened in ways that have value outside of the task you do on a weekly basis. So, reading is the primary way we educate ourselves. If you aren't reading, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. With only a few exceptions, I would go as far as to say that um, if you aren't reading, your brain is dying. Reading is a fundamental bedrock of upgrading your brain and becoming smarter. You have to read regularly. Not all reading methods are not all reading contents are equal. There is a very big difference between reading on a computer and reading on a physical book. A few months ago, I read a study that compared reading on an iPad or Nook to reading a book, and the researchers found that people remember less when reading from iPad. It had been something to do with the way we perceived a lighter surface. We see a reflective one, perhaps because we associate lighted surface with TV and the less we engaged. Reading on the internet is also quite different from reading a book. A book presents, presents a clear start and end point. There are also more barriers to publishing a book than getting something up on the web. Chances are a book will have more thought behind it than an article published on a web page. In addition, it's much easier to jump from the place to place on the web, so internet articles don't typically require or inspire the same level of concentration as might you need for intense book. I'm not saying that reading from the internet is bad. The web is an incredible tool and gives us access to information that would have been impossible in the past. However, we need to take care to not let it crowd our traditional reading. We also need to be careful to use the internet for things that the internet is good for, and use books for things because our books are good for. The internet is great for looking up at things being of fact, something that can take a very long time with a book. Books are great for deeply studying a subject. Obviously, there are exceptions depending on what you are researching, but these are still true in the general. So, what should you read? Here are some suggested categories. First, classic books. Books related to area of your current expertise. Books related to the expertise you will need to become more competitive in 10 years. Also, so um, it's get a degree. If you don't have a college degree, get a one. However, keep in mind that not every degree is equal. You can get a diploma without necessarily learning very much, just like you can become very smart without getting diploma. You need two things from a degree. First of all, you need the recognition that comes from having a formal college degree. You need the knowledge that comes from having worked hard in one's academic pursuit. Socially has decided that everyone should go to the college because of his people without a degree have a much harder time getting job. College have responded by lowering standards so degree doesn't mean as much it used, particularly from some institutions. This is why it's worth putting the extra effort into getting a degree that is well recognized and then will give you the best educational experience. We will discuss choosing a good school later on. If you already have a degree, the same things applies to you get another one. To be competitive in today's job the market, most people are going to need the training and recognition that comes from studies beyond the bachelor's level. Usually, master's degree is a good choice, but there are gratitude certificate and situations program that can excellent options. Even you are pursuing a master degree, a graduate situation can be excellent stepping stone that gives you a way to quantify your education as you pursue your master's degree. A resume that shows a graduate citation index is better than a resume that shows you took a more random classes. When you get a degree, you are taking on the reputation of the school where you studied. The expectations that people have from a well graduate are different than the expectations of someone for a small community college. These expectations can strongly influence how people perceive you. If people think you are smart, you will be hyper smart and they will think your ideas are good. This means that where you go to school can determine your ability to get interesting work. Having interesting work can be one of the best ways to upgrade your brain because it keeps you mentally active. So choosing a school is about more than just an academics and the educational experience. It is also about what type of opportunities it will give you and how rich these opportunities will be. The same spirit you need to choose a school based on what types of academic experience you will have. Generally, you want to attend somewhere where you will be in the middle of top 75%. If you are the best student, you want to have the same push toward your maximum capabilities. It is very healthy to have at least a few people in the class who can outperform you if you don't try very hard. However, you don't want to go to school where everyone is so far above you that you can take advantage of special opportunities that surround the academic environment. If you're getting your first degree, it is just starting a college. I would suggest getting in a person at traditional university, especially if you are a recent high school graduate. State schools offer responsible tuitions and can be very affordable. There is local schools here where one can pay for everything without loans while working full-time during the summer and part-time during the school year, making minimum wage. For your second degree, you might find that online degrees or some of programs like Executive MBA are more suitable for your social family, career, and deployment situations. You have to be a bit more careful in selecting a school for an online degree, as then reputation can matter much more than its established traditions institutions. I would highly recommend pursuing something like my master degree from Howard. It was very cost-effective, fairly flexible, and Harvard generally keeps a good academic reputation, particularly compared to the reputation of some other online schools. So guys, I think that's it for now. So thank you for your attention. Goodbye.